In our last episode, we made it to Denver, Colorado, and said farewell to our good friend Wolf. This time around, while feeling a bit under the weather, we stopped by 2 national parks and then do some rock climbing with one of my oldest friends on the face of the earth.
What are you doing?
I'm eating chips, but we're going to the Rocky Mountain National Park.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Going to the visitor center to get some maps.
We have a map, and we're going to get some more.
When we found out all the campsites were full, except possibly a couple on the other side of the park, we were off.
Our potato chip bag just popped. I don't know what altitude we're at. I think we're at like 12,000 feet. And our potato chips just popped.
With high hopes of finding a camp spot for the night and exploring the park the following day, we made our way up and over the Continental Divide and then found this guy. We lucked out and got one of the last available camp spots, so the next morning we made our way back to the top to do some hiking. But with loads of traffic everywhere we went, and the parking lots being overfull at our intended hikes, we decided to move on. Even though the Rocky Mountain National Park was pretty high on our list of must-see places, this time it just didn't work out. So we drove for a while, then went out in the boonies and found a place to stop for the night. And the next morning, we made it to one of our national parks that until a couple of days before, we didn't know existed.
We made it to the sand dunes.
Great Sand Dunes National Park. Here we are. Home of the tallest sand dune in North America. 750 feet. Not sure we're gonna climb it today.
Since we picked up a cold in Denver and we're feeling a bit under the weather, just seeing the sand dunes from a distance, that was about all we had in us. So, up the Medano Pass primitive road we went to see some sights, find a camp spot, and have a pretty easy day for a change. After the first of many Medano Creek crossings, we wound our way through the forest and then ended up finding the perfect spot to stay for the night.
This is our first fire in 2 months. The whole country's been on fire, except in Colorado. It's been raining. So we can have a fire. Who's excited about a wiener on a stick? I am! It's gonna be a long night. Nice job, Brenda.
Thanks.
All right, we're at the, where are we? We're just outside the Great Sand Dunes National Park. We got here yesterday from the Rocky Mountain National Park. We actually planned on being in the Rocky Mountain National Park quite a bit longer, but the crowds were terrible. It was packed. We couldn't even get into some of the parking lots for the hikes. So we said, screw it, we're out of there. And we came here. We're maybe 10 miles or so outside of the Great Sand Dunes National Park out in the forest lands, but they have some pretty awesome campsites out. And they're free, and we can have fires. We're on the Medano, I think that's how you say it, the Medano Primitive Pass Road that goes way up over the pass. It's about a 10,000 foot elevation pass, and we camped here about 9,000 feet of elevation, so it was freezing cold last night, but with the sun, it warms up quick. So we're gonna pack up, head up the road farther. It's supposed to be a couple of places where bighorn sheep are pretty common to see. And a little bit farther past that, there's supposed to be some spots where beavers are making dams. We love dams and we love beavers. So, right in the road, going farther up, see what's up there.
To complete the entire Medano Pass primitive road, there's 9 stream crossings, and it gets rougher as you go. But the scenery along the way, well, it's pretty spectacular. But for us in our little home on wheels, this was as far as we were getting. It's deeper than it looks.
That's as far as we can go. Medano Creek primitive road with all the thunderstorms. The next creek crossing's too deep. A little car can't go that deep. Need bigger jacked up tires. So we turned around, going downhill.
As much as we don't like having to be turned around, today, well, it was no big deal. Because the following day, we had to cover some ground to meet one of my oldest friends on earth here.
Am I on camera right now?
You are.
Oh. Hi. How you doing?
This is Tim. He's one of my oldest friends. I've known him since I was about like this tall.
We've known each other for forever. He is definitely like a big brother.
I think that was a fat joke.
We're about ready to go climb right up over there. So it should be a good time.
Sun's out, guns out.
The Gold Belt BLM rec area, it's a world-class climbing destination. This band of cliffs, there's over 1,000 established and bolted sport climbing routes, and we were there to check them out.
Brenda on a 513A. She is making headway, people. Turn around and wave. I'm not going to distract you one ever again.
It's day 2 with Tim. He got suckered into carrying all the gear.
Day 2, I've got the rope, got it all. No problem.
We only brought him for one reason. That's because he's not smart enough to know we put all the gear in his bag.
I'm not scared. I really am not.
He is a little. Okay, we're going up that nice little crack in the corner.
There's room to fall.
We're gonna make Tim lead it. We're still a little under the weather. Thanks to Tim. We picked it up at his house in Denver. So he's gonna lead it. We're gonna follow him. Nice job, Tim. You're an animal.
So, here it is in a nutshell. You start climbing, you think, am I going to be able to make it? And then you stop thinking about that, and then you're at the top. And then you go, I am somewhat of a god. We're all set.
And that's spoken from a true master. Now it's Brenda's turn. She just needs to figure out how to put her pants on.
Right. Smile for the camera. Now you're doing good. You're almost there. What do you think, Jeff? Do you want to switch? No, I'll blare for the rest of it. Is that some?
Untie, let her go.
Nicely done. Nice work, killer.
Nice job, Brenda.
Way to go, Brenda.
Thanks.
How was it? Smile for the camera.
Good.
What do you think?
That was awesome. That
Yeah.
was definitely not easy.
it was a fun one though, right?
That was fun.
Good.
That crack climb was a little harder, but
Right.
that was awesome.
After we all made it to the top, we worked our way around the cliff to try another route. And that up there, well, that's Tim leading his way to the top. He was killing it. And then all of a sudden, well, he wasn't.
Tim just took a 20-foot fall.
He was just about to clip into this bolt here when he came off the rock, swung down on the rope, and smacked this little ledge.
You know, sometimes you got to take whippers. that was one of the nastiest that I've had, but I'm alive. But I'm calling it a day.
Yeah, nice job, Tim. You survived. Since Tim fell, I got to carry the gear now. The only reason we brought him was to carry gear, and now I'm stuck with it. Thanks for nothing.
With Tim banged up and out of commission, we made our way to the nearby Red Canyon to do some exploring for a couple of days. And after driving around for a while, we found the perfect spot to camp for the night. And after camp was set up, we of course had to go check this place out on foot.
It's gonna be home sweet home tonight in Red Canyon.
I wonder why it's called that.
That's our backyard tonight. This is our constant problem. There's too much stuff to see. How do you pick? We actually thought we'd stay in this Red Canyon area for a couple of days, but it actually feels like a serial killer might come out of the woods at any minute and take us out. It's pretty creepy here for some reason. It's got some cool scenery, but it is creepy. So we got to figure out where to go tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, we're meeting some sailing friends. So we got one day to kill. We thought we were killing it here, but somebody might kill us, so we're out of here. Okay, lots of options today, but we picked climbing. It's not too often you're in a world-class climbing spot. So here we go, with no Tim.
So I have to carry all the gear now. Because Tim's not here. Tim!
You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
And the view from the top, well, it's not too shabby.
I did it!
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks. My arms are like jello.
And that's about it for this episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.